Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hit it, Frank. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Broad Motherfucking Topics. I'm your host, Kim Congdon, here with my co-host,
Alex Scarlato. Hi, Kimmy.
Hi, baby girl.
How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You look all set up in your new apartment.
Oh, shit. You spoke too soon. Everything fell apart.
Whoops.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I love it. I'm so happy here.
I know. I can't wait to come see it. It looks amazing.
Thank you. This is the first time. Isn't it crazy? This is the first time I've had a home of my, first of all, this is my first apartment by myself. So I'm really excited about that. I know. Thank you. I mean, I stayed in in the last year I've subletted and stuff, but it's a little different when you're staying and you're like, it's other people's shit.
Right. Like this is a place that you're setting up to live in for a year.
Yeah. And I can you have to be you sort of, even if you're subletting and the person who lives there is not there, you have to walk on eggshells still. You don't want to mess up their stuff. You don't want to break anything. You always want to make sure everything's left in the place that they left it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't like the idea of having to show respect while I'm in my own house.
I don't want to respect any of my things.
I'm not going to show respect in my own dwelling quarters. That's for elsewhere.
I refuse to respect my things.
I save my respect for outside.
Yeah, same. I don't want to respect anything while I'm home. I just want to throw a dish in, not worry about it.
I want to have a sink full of dirty dishes for however long I want to have them dirty for.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very excited. And it's I lived with Lewis 3 years. I don't know how long ago. Honestly, when I think about me and Lewis dating,
time now,
I'm it could be a year ago and it could be 8 years ago. And I'm living in a castaway mindset. But I think the last time I lived with him was 3 years ago. Am I right about that?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
So long ago.
It was a long time.
And then I moved out and I moved in with my cousin for 4 to 6 months.
Yeah, that was a while.
6 months, I think.
You had enough time there to renovate an entire bedroom at her place and then leave it.
Yeah, I did. I built, my cousin has this huge place and she had this back corner, art area. And I was can I build a wall here and live in it? And she was okay. And then I did that. And then I moved out because then I found an apartment.
You moved out so quickly after you built that wall, Kim.
Yeah, I built the wall and then I dipped.
Yeah.
Sounded like a Republican. And then I moved into that shitty place that we talked about last week's episode.
I think it could have been fun, but I mean, you had 1 week there and the pandemic hit.
It would have never been fun. There was nothing good about it. Alex, we went through.
Kimmy, you can make friends with the cockroaches, all right?
I know my girl loves a bug in her place, but it wasn't for me, sister. It wasn't for me.
You can have an army there. You could rule them.
I could have been the mother of bugs. That's true. But then I moved out of there. Then the pandemic hit. Then I moved in with my mom for a year. And then the pandemic stopped for a minute and I went to LA for 2 months and I subletted. And then the pandemic hit again. Or no, I moved in with my parents for 6 months. Then the pandemic stopped. Then I moved to LA. Then back to my parents for 6 months. And then and then to New York for 2 months where I subletted that first place with my friend Molly. Then I subletted Michelle's place. Then I stayed with you for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's been too much.
It's been a lot. I like your couch, though. That looks fucking nice.
Thank you. I got it from a hotel yesterday.
I could really see myself sleeping there. Oh, do you worry about how many random strangers have had sex on the couch since it's a hotel couch?
No, I don't really care. It's also came out of the penthouse, the $10,000 night penthouse.
Sex.
So yeah, it's good pussy in there.
Yeah, okay.
I would have been more concerned if it was a cheap hotel and people were fucking all over it. But something about really rich people fucking on it doesn't bother me as much.
I like that fun happened on that couch. People snorted lines off each other's asses and shit on that couch.
It's a party couch, and that's kind of the vibe I want for my place. I am getting a steam cleaner today, and I have a blanket on top of the part I lay on currently.
Okay.
But yeah, there has been so much cum on this couch, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I think it adds to the feng shui.
The cum shui.
The cum shui. Yeah.
The fuck shui.
Yeah. It gives it a whole vibe.
Yeah. So getting it was a journey.
Yeah.
It's not easy to move alone, no car,
I
being
know
a woman.
we were supposed to record this show every day this week, but Kim's been moving for 2 weeks now.
It's been 1 week exactly, all alone.
Oh.
But I mean, to be honest, like my place is fully set up in a week. I was just like, I couldn't move into here and have things everywhere and be like, well, I got to do the podcast first. I was like, no, my things need to be put away.
Mhm.
I was like, I can't function any longer digging through my bag for a pair of underwear.
I know you did it for months. I mean,
I was like, we're canceling all the podcasts. We're canceling any interview. I got booked on a show. I said, I'm not coming. My bed's not put together. Like, I was like, no.
yeah, that makes sense. So you did the right thing.
I think so too.
Yes. So
There was an incident last night. We almost didn't have the podcast.
yeah, Kim called me crying.
I was so upset
Yeah.
because I found this couch. I was so excited because I got it for such a good fucking deal. The couch was a hotel in Beverly Hills. I think it's the Beverly, like one of the biggest hotels in Beverly Hills, is renovating. They're taking all their furniture out and they're adding all modern furniture.
Ooh, celebrities have fucked on your couch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, that's why I didn't mind. This what came out of the penthouse at top floor.
Somebody
The
probably
lady was
fucked
like,
a
it's
kid
15
on your couch.
Huh?
I said somebody probably fucked a kid on your couch. I hate to tell you. Hollywood.
Why would you do that to
Penthouse?
me?
I'm sorry.
Why would you ruin my cum shui like that?
I'm sorry. It's just I'm putting things together in my head and
I'm sick over that thought. I can't believe you said someone fucked on a child on my couch. There was
It's
rape
a
on my
Hollywood-
couch.
it's a
Are you telling me I got a new couch and there's been rape on it?
it came from the penthouse of the Beverly, Kim. What do you think they're doing there?
Francis said a Schneider recliner.
Oh man, no, I'm kidding. I'm sure it's a clean,
No, you're not.
consensual sex couch.
But we'll move on. You're not, but we'll move on. I'll pretend a child wasn't brutally raped on my couch.
There's a
before.
reason it was only $200, Kim.
Well, because the blood stain and the little tiny blonde hairs. So what?
Oh man. No, it looks great. It was a good deal. I'm happy for you.
But it was such a good deal that I was like panicked. I was like, we have to go get this couch. It's also a sleeper. It's a sectional. It's a sleeper. It pulls out. It's a full bed. And it's incredibly just comfortable to regularly lay on. Like it is like firm. It's like really firm on the outside, but the inside is feather, like goose down.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It's perfect. Right. So I was like, I have to get this and I have to get this now. I called everybody I knew. Everyone in LA is just like, they're always like, if they can do it, it's always like, yeah, I could do it in like 9 hours. And I'm like, I can't. That's not what
I asked for at all.
No. Or it's always like, I could do it next week. It's like, in what world would a couch still be there in a week?
Now, Kimmy, I hate to bring this up, but if you was moving into an apartment in New York, I'd have 10 boys moving that couch for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Which boys?
Well, probably. I always pick Brian for moving things. I feel like he's always down for a good moving things session.
Yeah, well, Brian was literally created to move furniture, he looks like.
His whole persona just screams like, let me help you move.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, Frank, Harrington, Eric, Paco, the 5 of them get that couch in a 5-story walk up in 20 minutes.
It's true. And we honestly didn't even need the 5 because I did it with one other person.
Nice. Wow. It looks heavy.
Yeah, it was heavy as fuck. So I'm calling everyone. No one can do it. So I get on Craigslist. I'm like fully panicked. I'm like, I need to get this couch now because I'm go to the hotel to look at it and people are coming. They have like a stack of like 20 of them and people are coming in and just buying them because they're like they have to be $1,000 couches for $200.
Mm-hmm.
And so people are coming in. So I tell the lady, I'm like, please, I pick one. I'm like, please hold this. I need to get a truck. I'll be back in a few hours. She's like, okay, I'm only holding it till 2. It was 12. And I was like, fuck, dude. So I'm getting on Craigslist. I put in on services. I just put in the word truck. The first thing comes up is guy with a truck, $40 an hour. I was like, great. I call him. He picks up. I'm like, hey, I need to pick up this couch from this address. I need to bring it to this address. I'll pay you $85. he was like, all right, cool. I can do it in 3 hours. I was like, I need you there in an hour. And he was like, cool, easy. He shows up. We load up the couch on the truck. Also, the people that they hired to empty out this hotel, it was like 15 dudes who were all the Three Stooges. I swear to God, they were tripping on each other. There was like no communication. At one point, they were just trying to pick up the couch and put it in the back of the truck. And they're like, this way, no, this way, turn it around. And they'd flip it like it was on a rotisserie. And it was like so confused. I was like, at one point I stopped and I go, what are you guys doing? I was like, talk to each other. Listen, one at a time. Talk to. I had to like teach them how to work together.
I feel like a woman should be the head of every construction crew. She never touches any of the materials. She just points to where people need to go.
Well, usually that's the case. And there was a woman in charge, but she had to leave for a doctor's appointment. And it looked like when she left, all the men started, you know, when ants are in a line and then you break the line and they all start like going everywhere. That's basically what happened. These men were like, so confused. I mean, we went up to get the couch, and when we got to the thing, which takes like 10 minutes to get to the penthouse to even get the couch, we get up there and they're like, oh, we forgot the dolly. And I'm like, you guys, I'm paying this guy by the hour.
How'd you forget the thing that you use to move the item?
Because men are idiots.
Men are so stupid. That's
not
crazy.
Not all of you. I know some of you are listening. You're like, fuck you, bitch. I support your podcast. You're not an idiot. You're smart if you're listening to this. If you're listening to our podcast and you're like, I'm not listening to a girl show on Gas. Ewy. You're already smarter than most of the people that are subscribed to Gas Digital Network. Already.
Amazingly.
Absolutely. But these guys were blubbering fools. They were just fucking morons. We load the thing in the car. By the way, when the guy shows up, he shows up in a truck with like giant chrome rims. And he kind of, how do I say this without being mean?
Just be mean.
He seemed very slow. He seemed like something wasn't right.
He was like a Forrest Gump type character, if you will.
Yes, he was a black Forrest Gump.
Okay.
And he had like kind of buck teeth and he kind of seemed a little goofy. He was sweating. He was wearing the thing that confused me was like 90 degrees out. He was wearing a huge jacket and like a big bag around his waist. And I was like, this guy's kind of off, but whatever.
So some wildly autistic dude brought you a truck.
Yes, he brought me a truck. Brought me a truck. And he was really sweet. And so we load up the thing. We drive all the way to my house. We unload the truck and we bring it inside. And I'm so happy with it. And I leave for it, go lay out by a pool with Sarah. I like just drop it off. I pay him. I even pay him like, cause he had to wait for those idiots. I was like, oh, here's an extra 15. I just gave him an even 100. I was like, thank you for being patient. You're so sweet. On the way back to my apartment, I'm telling him way too much information about my life. I live alone. I just moved here. Because he was a handyman. I was like, I need someone to apply an extra security to my door. I feel like it doesn't.
You sought out a guy in a truck from Craigslist and then you told him all of your information.
I gave him my social security. I gave him like, I don't know why. He was a therapist in the car suddenly. I started telling him everything.
He felt like family. I don't know what to say.
Art is my dad.
I mean, can I tell you the way my parents have warned me against ever going on Craigslist for anything at all, ever communicating with a stranger on Craigslist whatsoever for any purpose. I can't believe that you did this.
But I got this couch.
The couch is great, sis. I'm just like concerned.
The couch was worth it. I'll never do it again because when I got back, I went to go open up my computer and I couldn't find it anywhere. And at first I was like, oh shit, like in my place, I've been so excited to get settled that have everything in its place. Mm-hmm. Everything has a place right now. Everything's fresh. Everything's clean. Everything's in the right place. I don't have to look for anything. So I'm sort of panicking. I'm like, where the fuck is my laptop? Where the fuck's my laptop? And then and I don't even think of him first. I just go like, when we were moving it up and down, did we leave the door open and someone ran in and took it? And then I'm like thinking, and I go, oh, what if it was him? Because there was a point where I was like putting the pillows on the couch and he'd run back down to get the rest of the pillows in his truck. And I'm like, he could have just gone into my room and grabbed it off my bed and threw it in his truck.
Yeah, he'd have to be sneaky, but he could.
But
He
not
could have
really.
done
My
it.
room
Yeah.
is right by my front door, and my living room's far away from all that. So on his way out, he could have just walked in my room and I wouldn't have noticed because my living room's down the hall, and I'm to the right. There's walls in between. So I was like, fuck, this dude stole my laptop. I'm looking everywhere. I call you panicking.
I knew something was wrong immediately because I said, hi, Kimmy, how are you? And she said, crying.
I'm annoying.
Yeah, it seemed like after our phone conversation, I imagined that you were going to have to go clean up your apartment again because it seemed like you had just done like digging through the rubble type of searching for this.
I
laptop.
still have to clean it up from what I did looking for it.
I could tell that was the situation. I was like, Kim, just like take a few minutes, let's breathe for a minute, and then go re-clean the place because I know you just tore it apart, and maybe you'll find it.
Yeah, I had to tear it apart. I'm looking, and at this point, I'm calling everyone. I'm calling Emily and being like, I think that guy stole my laptop. She's trying to track him down on Craigslist. We find his license plate number.
We have his phone. You have his phone number.
I have his phone number, but I didn't want to call him yet because I was like, one, I don't want to blame him yet. I don't want to be the lady that fucking sold out on Emmett Till. You know what I mean? Like I would hate to, the last thing I wanted to do is put a police report on a black man that didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
And so I was like, that has to be the last thing I do. I cannot. But then I was like, he had to have taken it. And then the guy, Miguel, who was originally supposed to help me, I'm texting him like, I think the guy that helped me stole my laptop. And he goes, maybe he didn't. He didn't have like a bag on him, did he? And when he said that, I was like, he stole it. Because the motherfucker was wearing a bag around his waist. And I was wondering the whole time, I was like, what's in that bag? Why does he have that bag? Maybe it's tools. But then as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, it's to steal things.
Was it big enough for a laptop? It was
yes, it was specifically an empty laptop bag, specifically.
God damn it.
Like one of those ones that go on the side.
He's got your laptop, Kimmy.
So yeah. So I was like, this man has my laptop. I was so fucking pissed. And then I kept looking. And at the end of the night, I sort of give up and I start thinking about what's on my lap. I sort of, when you give up and you go, okay, well, it's time to make a plan. Like I got to figure out what it. Yeah. I was like, I got to figure out how to get a laptop.
Life. Yeah, like I'm about to accept life without this thing.
Which was annoying because it made my $200 couch that I got to steal from $1,000 couch instantly. And so I kept crying last night saying, if I wanted to spend $1,000 on a couch, it wouldn't have been a used one. Like I would have just bought a brand new fucking couch.
Also, you'd still have a laptop. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have both.
Yeah. So I'm just sort of moving on and I take a look and I see something at the very top. My fridge from the cabinet to the top of my fridge has a 3-inch space.
Fuck yeah.
And I remember at that moment that I had left my laptop on my old couch. And I think when he moved it out of the way, maybe the laptop almost fell and he grabbed it and just threw it up there real quick just to get it out of the way because my desk was covered in all that weed stuff.
It's so weird, Kim. When we were talking last night, I was concerned that the laptop was gone. But there was one moment in our conversation where this weird calm washed over you and you said, I think I'm going to find it. And I wasn't worried since then. I was like, oh, it's there. She's going to find it. It's not a big deal.
The guy, like, I feel like I'm just good at reading energies. And although he was like a little strange and a little off, he didn't seem dangerous and malicious to me.
Yeah. But I mean, as soon as you thought the laptop was gone, you were definitely on the phone being like, is he going to come back and rape me?
Well, because then I'm like, I can't read people at all. I thought this guy was a great guy.
Just remembering all the information you gave him in the car. And
I was just flashing back to everything I told him. The fact that I had to put in my gate. I was like, was he looking at my code when I did it?
Yeah. You're like, yeah, I would have had a friend do this, but my friends aren't really here for me that often. I'm often alone with nobody to call or talk to.
It was a pity party.
I mean, you're the perfect
I love that
victim.
you said that like I was the whitest woman ever.
I just like the idea.
I'm often alone.
You're just low key, and I'm not putting this out to the world at all, but like it's true. The perfect victim right now.
Yeah.
Like living alone in LA. It's like the beginning of a horror story.
Okay, stop. Why would you even put that out there?
I'm not. I'm just saying.
You physically said it with your words
you were
out of your
putting it
mouth.
out there last night.
I was telling a story of what happened.
Oh, you were like, he's going to come back here and rape me.
Right. But now that he's not, let's not open up the doors for other rapists, please.
Okay, that's fair. Oh,
I'm getting a gun.
Yeah.
And also, I live in a apartment where I have like 4 neighbors that are, it's not really alone. It's like a house with 4 doors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a family type.
Yeah, like we have a front
thing.
door. You go up the stairs and all the doors separate. There's 4.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and so
You have
I'm
close
like
neighbors
very
then.
close to my neighbors, and there's 4 guys underneath me, which I really like.
Mhm.
There's 3 guys next door.
Unless they are the rapists.
Well, I don't. Yeah, that's true. Plot twist. I wasn't even safe in my own locked home.
No, I think you're fine. I think that place has really good energy. You could see it.
No, yeah, I'm into it. I'm not, and I'm also not really worried here. Like it's a decent neighborhood. There's only 1 gang, and they're Mexican, so I kind of look like them. It's fine.
Were you like ashamed when you found the laptop?
Yes.
Like, yeah, I always feel that shame when I throw a fucking full-on panic attack and I
So
realize it was
ashamed.
for
I
nothing.
gave myself an anxiety attack. I was like, I'm worthless. Why would I blame him? I started feeling really bad about blaming him. I was like, that man is out here just trying to work. He got me here safely. He really helped me out. And I was like, here I am blaming him. And then I felt racist, even though it had nothing to do with race. I was like, it seemed
I wouldn't
racist.
I wouldn't feel too bad about that. I mean, you called a guy with a truck from Craigslist. I don't think it has anything
was my thing. It was nothing about his race. It was everything about Craigslist.
It's everything about the situation that you put yourself in.
Yeah. It was just not great. And I'm glad I'm out of it. And I'm glad I have my laptop and my couch.
Yeah. And you could call this guy for work if you need it.
And I will.
Yeah.
Now that I know him, I'm like, all right, I trust Art again.
You trust him more than ever, knowing he didn't steal anything after thinking he did.
Yes. Now I trust him with my life. I will shower in front of that man.
I get that. Put on a show.
Put on a show.
Oh man, I'm so happy you found it.
Mhm.
That's great. Wow. All right, guys, let's take a quick second to talk about our sponsor, Fat Tango Presents. Fat Tango is a scripted comedy podcast, and it's been anonymously verified by a third-party firm to be Bad Boy Luis J. Gomez's favorite podcast ever. In fact, it's widely rumored that he can't come without playing it during sex. Every episode is a different story or premise. Here's some things that you might find on Fat Tango Presents: ghost hunters jerking off on doors, crime-fighting vans, an Italian genie that makes eggplant parmesan, sitcoms about porcupines, breaking up with a clingy drug dealer, and more. Fat Tango Presents also features some other shows like Family Records and They Might Be Bronies. So if you love comedy podcasts and you want to check out a really good one, head over to Fat Tango Presents. All right, let's get back to the show. Kimmy in a panic is no good.
Kimmy in a panic. I called you a few days ago. I'm glad your voice is back.
My voice is back. I went to Miami last weekend.
You sounded like you went to Miami and you just sucked all the
I sounded like
dicks.
Skankfest. Yeah,
Yes.
I sounded like Skankfest Alex.
Yes.
Yeah, I went to Miami last weekend. It was quite a wild time. I went out there with 20 people and like 5 of them were celebrating a birthday. So it was just like this 2-day birthday trip for like all of these like kids. And I was the oldest person on the trip.
Okay.
Like everybody else was like 22 to 25 and I'm 28. So I was like the oldest by like a bit. When I tell you, we got to the airport at 5 a.m. for like a 6:40 a.m. flight. And this entire group was angry that the bar wasn't open yet.
No.
Yes. They waited.
I kind of like that.
They waited at the bar until the clock struck 6 a.m. until dawn. And started getting fucked up then and literally did not stop until we were back in New York.
Yep.
And I don't drink. So I brought myself a pocket full of toids as I want to do. Yeah, but it was really fun. We got there on Friday. I went swimming in your ocean.
My ocean.
It was really nice.
When you said your ocean, I literally in my head I spelled it out EURO ocean. I was like, where was she?
There was actually a point on Saturday where I was like tripping balls and I was in the ocean. Not by myself. I was with everybody, but like they were all out on this sandbar, like really far out. And I was tripping so hard that I was like afraid that I wouldn't be able to swim back from the sandbar. And like the sky was starting to open up and look like real, like the sky was starting to look like ominous, like a storm was coming from the distance.
Right.
And everybody's like, come swim out with us. Come on. It'll be so much fun. And I was like, no, I don't know if I'm like a strong enough swimmer. And they were like, they're all fucked up, like drinking all day and on Molly and everything. And they're like, it's okay. We're all lifeguards. We'll protect you. That's and the way that deep in my soul, something said, don't swim out there. So I ended up just like playing by myself halfway between them and the shore. And I was like tripping balls. And I started talking to you out loud.
Wait, we need to pause for a second because this is unhealthy. You're talking to me in your trips in the ether?
I was talking to
you. I wonder if I heard you. Wait, what day was this?
This was last Saturday, and it was about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So it was 4:30, 5 o'clock your time. And I said, Kimmy, I love your ocean. Thank you for letting me swim in your ocean.
I fucking love that. I gotta say, I love that.
And I was like a little lonely between like all of these people on the shore. And I was just low key, like playing with you in my mind. Like we were swimming in the ocean together.
I can't think about specifically what I was doing at Saturday afternoon at all. I have no idea. But I will say, I hope that I heard your message. And I hope that somewhere on Saturday I went, you're welcome. What was that?
Dude, the beach there is so nice. I'm gonna back up a day though, because I had a real wild time on Friday night.
Oh no, what happened?
Everybody went out to this club in Miami, and I'm not really like a clubbing type person, but I was like, whatever.
Imagining you in a club is hilarious.
Like I got all dressed up. I put a black dress on. I was like all ready, and I was like, everyone's so fucked up. I should probably toid. So I took about half a toid in the Uber on the way to like the city. And as soon as I got in the club, like as soon as we like got to the front of the line and like walked into the club, like I started like coming into it like heavy. And I walked into the room and I surveyed the place and I was like, I'm going to call a cab and go back to the hotel.
You were done.
I was done immediately. It just was not my scene. It was a full on club. So I was like, no, I'm going back to the hotel. Who wants to come with me? 2 random people from the group joined me in going back to the hotel, which I was grateful for because I didn't want to go alone. Mm-hmm. And I get back to the hotel and we're walking like up to our room. I was like really starting the trip now, so I barely remember how the events unfolded. But we're walking back to the room and I'm like ready to kind of go to bed. Like I was just going to like go like sit on the balcony of the room and like watch the ocean and just trip out there the whole night. Mm-hmm. But we ran into these girls who were like, come smoke a blunt on our balcony.
Wait, were you there when the condo fell?
No, it was like 3 days later. That was right around the block from where it fell. Really scary.
What the fuck?
Really scary. Yeah. If you guys don't know,
if you don't know, wake the fuck up. Open up your phone. Check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google Play, Pinterest probably has the story.
Yeah, it was wild. A condo fell in Miami and like hundreds of people are like trapped under the rubble. And
they're all dead.
I was just down there partying. It almost seemed rude.
Wait. Oh, you went 3 days later.
I went 3 days later. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you thought the condo happened 3 days later. You went 3 days after that happened. You weren't worried?
No. What are the odds 2 condos are going to fall in the same week?
That's true. But I mean, I feel like they could all start falling.
Maybe I feel like if anything, it's the safest time to go right after one of them falls.
I guess that's true. That looks horrible.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Wow.
So yeah,
okay.
We're heading back to the room. These girls are like, come smoke a blunt on our balcony. And I didn't have weed this trip, by the way. I had like 1/8 to last me the whole weekend. And I was with 20 people. So I like couldn't smoke in front of anyone. It was a whole situation. So I was like, that's just what I need is a blunt. And I go back to these girls' hotel room. The whole hotel was suites. So it was like really nice. Like everybody had a dope like apartment to themselves, basically. Mm-hmm. I went up to these girls' room and we smoked like 5 blunts, and they were having a bachelorette party, and I met the bride and I met all of her friends, and I told them I was tripping balls and I left the club because I couldn't handle it, and they just took me in for the night. We watched the moon and smoked blunts, and then they were all nurses. They would like trickle in like little by little, like more of them were like
felt so safe. You were just surrounded by the sweetest nurses.
I felt so safe. They were all just like having the best time ever, just trickling in like 2 at a time, fucking getting naked and dancing, rapping to Biggie. It was fucking so much fun.
You had so much fun with your bachelorette party.
I had so much fun with this group of strangers. I just got invited to a bachelorette party while I was on acid, and I was like, well, I guess I'm in Miami, so I'm not just going to go sit alone.
Hey, you know what they say? When in Miami, trip with nurses.
Yeah, that's what that's what they always say.
That's what's on the shirts there.
Yeah, and it was great. And then by the time I got back to the room, it was like way late, like 4 a.m. And I'm telling you, Acid Alex can really hold a group of drunk 24-year-olds in the palm of her hand. Okay?
Oh my God.
I had a blast. There was Legion of Skanks fans in the group with us.
Wow.
I was being treated like royalty. I was holding court all night. I had barely spoken all day because I was like the newcomer to the group. And then suddenly by nighttime, I was on
the leader.
I was on acid, just running the whole situation.
It's so funny. I love it.
I had a very nice time.
You shined at that girl's wedding thing.
I shined, dude. So the bride took her clothes off in front of me. We were very comfortable.
That's great. Did you exchange info with them?
I got their Instagrams. Yeah.
I love that.
They were so cute. And then the next day, this is how I lost my voice. You can't keep toiding days and days in a row. You know, you lost your voice last time we did that.
Yeah.
So I woke up the next day and I said to myself, I better toid. It's just too much. It's too much being around drunk people like that.
Yeah.
Like everybody was waking up and drinking it, like waking up and having a beer in lieu of a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I was like, whatever, I'm just going to toid it out. And we ended up like renting a bus to go out to this boat. And we swam in the ocean on the boat all day. They had this flamingo tube that was like the size of this living room. It was like $1,000 float that like 12 people could fit inside of.
That's so fun.
It was so much fun. I was having a lot of fun, like getting in the ocean and then swimming up to the float, and there's like a wall that's like, it's like the top of the float's like 3 feet high from the ocean.
I know that you're a mermaid's ass bitch. I know you loved climbing up the wall and I know you were pretending you were someone lost at it. So I know exactly what Alex did. She was on a toy. This is how much I know her. She was on a toy and she'd pretend in her head that she was like out at sea and she needed to get up this wall and in order to survive and continue with her friends.
Dude. Yeah. And so I'd sneak up on them and then I'd pop my head up and be like, help, let me in.
I fucking know you.
And like the way it was like a fucking fish out of water. I would flop onto that thing and have somebody grab my hand
and slide you up.
Slide in like a water birth. I mean, like it was so messy. Feet hit people, knees hit people. I did it 100 times. I was having so much fun just disrupting the comfortable fucking tube. It was really great. It was so much fun.
You're skinny, so it sounded like a kid playing one of those musical instruments. What were those things called? They like had the rainbow colors or the primary colors. You know what I'm talking about? The wood sticks with the balls on the end.
Like xylophone.
Yes. Xylo. That's what it sounded like when they slid you across their knees.
Yeah, they were. I'd end up like in a pool of water with my neck fucking weird and be like, thanks guys, I'm in. Like,
you probably could see you with goggles on.
Dude, also the girls on the trip were so much fun. They gave me hope that like these young girls are fucking great. They're awesome.
Great.
The next night I took a real risk and went back out to the clubs because I was like, I'm not going to strike gold with a fucking fun party in the hotel 2 nights in a row.
Right. That's when you get in trouble. You go looking for a second fun party.
Yeah.
Someone opens the door and is like, well, there's a party in here.
Just being trafficked the next day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went to this club that had like an outdoor space, which was so my vibe because you know that by the end of the night I just kept taking toys all day. So everybody was able to like dance inside and whatever. And I was just hanging out in the outdoor area with like all the chicks, getting to know everybody. This one girl, she's so young. She's like 22. I told her she needs to be careful doing this, but it's also the fucking funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. When she sees a guy at the club who's like 40 years old and with a girl who's her age, she goes up to him and she's like, Daddy, why did you leave our family? We miss you. We've been waiting for you to come home for years and years.
No, that's so funny.
Yes.
She asked him why he left her.
This little queen goes up to them and she goes, Daddy, why did you leave us? I was only a baby.
That's really funny.
And the guys would be like, no, I swear to God, I don't know this girl. I swear to God, they like start laughing. They did not know how to react. It was fucking amazing.
That's so funny. I love that.
It was really great.
She's a genius.
Yeah, she's a genius. These girls just had attitude. There was some weird guy when we were getting off of our bus. Some weird guy came up to us and was like, is this the Christian bus or whatever? And this girl was like, she's like covered in tattoos, looks all dope. She was like, do I look Christian to you? Hail Satan.
Oh my God.
Freak them the fuck out.
That's so funny.
This group was just wild. I don't know. The kids can party. The kids
are all right.
My assessment of
Alex's assessment. She sounds like she is 90 in Miami. She was like, I left the club. I found a nice nurses party. And you know what? The kids are all right.
Truly, my assessment of Miami is like the kids know how to party. They're doing just fine. They don't need our help partying. They're doing great.
Great.
At the end of the night on Saturday, I also took some Molly, which really threw me over the top. And then when I got back to the hotel, I ended up literally lying on the couch with all of the girls around me, these sweet little angels, princesses, one after another, just talking to me, leaning on the couch, talking to me. It was great. I got so much. I got all the attention from friendship that I needed from a group that I've literally never hung out with before.
Sounds like I've been not giving you enough.
Kim, you're gone now.
Have I not given you enough? You had to go down to Miami post-disaster and flaunt your little ass.
I did. I was flaunting myself. I was shaking my booty in Miami.
That's great.
Well, I mean, I did talk to you in the ocean, Kim. I literally claimed that the Florida Ocean was yours. Out loud on acid.
I love that. Thank you.
There was a point in the weekend where one of the guys was like, man, I don't think I've ever spent so much time talking about and looking at the sky. And I was like, motherfucker, that's just because you're with me. Like,
yeah,
you should be doing this all the time.
Every day.
I can't believe you're not like, I kept pointing out the sky at every point in the day. And I just kept forgetting that I was the only one tripping. And at a certain point, they were like, man, you talk about the sky a lot.
That's so funny. It's so funny because drunk people and tripping people are such different people.
So different, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that very much over the course of the whole weekend. I was like, had a little circle of light around me that nobody could really actually penetrate and get into.
That's how I sort of live life in general. Yeah. I'm like, I just put a little circle of light around me and I'm like, you can't get into this part.
Yeah.
Sometimes people push against it and maybe their little fingers go in.
I had people knocking at my doors, but I said, no.
No, not today. I'm playing mermaids.
I'm playing mermaids in my head, please. And thank you.
Goodbye. I'm thanking Kimmy for the ocean. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah, it was.
That's great. You sound like you had a lot of fun.
Trip. Yeah, I loved those bachelorette girls. They were lovely. It was great. I need another vacation. I feel like every time I go on a vacation, I realize that all I really want to do is travel. And it's annoying because it's like you always want to travel most just when you've come back from traveling. And that's when you have the least money and ability to do it.
Yep.
But I'm coming to see you.
You have to. When are you coming?
Late July or early August.
Early August.
I gotta check my dates. I know. I just have dates for I have so many dates coming up. It's crazy.
Who is she? Who are you?
I'm a producer, baby.
This bitch done changed in 4 years. She's got so many dates. She's producing. She doesn't even mean dates. She's just going out with a lot of men.
Whoops.
Whoops. Me being a whore again. You are changed. You're so busy.
Mm-hmm.
You're a different woman.
Do you like me?
I love you. You're confident.
Yay.
You're running bachelorette parties. Like, you've always been this, though. Now you're just showing it.
I feel like the acid brought it out of me.
Yeah.
I feel like the more that I've used psychedelics in the last couple of years, the more I've realized that like all the things that I hate about myself are actually kind of fine. And I don't have to be like quiet everywhere I go and stuff like that.
Right. Psychedelics are the best.
Psychedelics are amazing. All right, guys, let's take a quick second to welcome our sponsor, IPVanish, back to the show. So what is IPVanish? IPVanish is a virtual private network, a VPN for short. A VPN is a super important tool that helps you safely browse the internet. You can use a VPN on your computers, tablets, phones, even things like your Fire Stick when you're streaming media. When you use a VPN, all of your data is encrypted. What you're reading, what you're searching, what you're watching, whatever it is that you're doing. It's important because what you're doing on the internet isn't my business and it's no one else's business either. IPVanish helps you remain anonymous and secure on the internet. IPVanish is just $3.49 a month. For just $3.49 a month, which is $27.99 a year, you can help protect your online privacy and security. Here's everything you get with IPVanish. Anonymous IP addresses. This means your personal IP address can't be tracked by anyone on the web. You could circumvent any online censorship. IPVanish has more than 1,500 servers in 70 plus locations. You get protection when using public Wi-Fi. Remember that with the IPVanish, all your data is encrypted, so no one can snoop on what you're doing. And you get 24/7 support. Email them, chat with them, even call them. They're always there to help. If you remember, these guys supported the show a few months ago, and they've come back with an even better offer. So go to ipvanish.com/topics to claim your 65% savings. That's awesome, guys. 65% is a lot. They have plans starting at just $3.49 a month, which comes out to only $27.99 a year. This is the time to sign up. With our discount and their current promotional offerings, you can get a VPN for 65% off the usual offering. IPVanish is the best of the best, even rated 4.7 out of 5 on Trustpilot, and that's with more than 6,000 reviews. So show these guys some love. They're repeat sponsors. Remember, it's ipvanish.com/TOPIX to get the deal and start protecting yourself online today. One more time, ipvanish.com/TOPIX. All right, let's get back to the show.
I'm trying to think. I haven't tripped in a minute. The last time I did any sort of toid or anything was with you.
Florida?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. Did we do any?
We must have. Yeah, we went to the botanical gardens.
Oh, yeah. We toided?
I mean, we toided hard that day.
Oh, yeah, we did.
I mean, we toided day and night.
I got to toid less, maybe. I was like, I haven't toided in a while. It was 2 weeks ago.
It was a month ago.
Do you think it's bad to do acid so often?
I don't know. I could only base it on my own experience. And I'm not going to say that I have zero side effects. I think I am noticing myself changing a lot. But I wouldn't call any of them negative side effects.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that it changes you. That's for sure. But I'm kind of okay with it because I used to be like fucking shitty, like anxious all the time, not happy, all that kind of stuff. So if it's changing me into a happier person, then I'm not concerned. Who knows what the long-term effects are, though?
Right. That's what I'm saying. What about later on when you're looking at a toaster and asking it if it's your granddaughter?
Maybe that toaster is my granddaughter.
Maybe you're right. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely don't. I wouldn't suggest it.
I haven't heard anything terrible. I mean, people that triple, I don't know.
I think you get more fucked up from tripping way too hard once.
I agree.
Like, you can't take 100 hits of acid and expect to fucking.
Oh, okay. We're talking different levels. I'm like, even one hit, full hit. I'm like, that's too much. I like to take nibbles of the corners and then just enjoy my night off. I'll do maybe like half in one night on a good night.
Yeah, I could get up higher than that.
I like it just enough to where I'm like laughing and being silly.
Yeah, I don't know. I've definitely done up to like 3 or 4 in one night.
Jesus.
But also
That
like
night at Rose's, I was grabbing you by the cheeks and pulling them out of your mouth like you were a dog that had gotten something he shouldn't have. I was like, Alex, not again.
I know. I just keep sneaking to the kitchen freezer for more.
I was like, you're not getting ice.
Whenever anybody couldn't find me in the house, they'd have to go into the kitchen and fucking drag me by the neck. Yeah, I could keep going. I don't know. But I do think there's a limit. And I think everybody's limit isn't the same, right? So like,
yeah,
I take 4 hits and I'm like on cloud 9, like talking about literally whatever, but still making sense. And there's people who, if you gave them 4 hits, they would die in front of you. Like not literally, but
I would, because I take half a hit and I'm on cloud 9, sort of tripping and having a great time and laughing. And like, I feel like we get almost on the same level, but you're taking so much more than me.
Frank just called me out in a private message that he knows I've taken more than that in one day.
Frank, that's so funny that he didn't put it to the group message. It's
Frank,
great.
that's different. And that's different because on those days it had been done the day before as well. So my tolerance was fucked up. So I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but that was the situation. Whenever I've taken more than 4, it means I also did it yesterday. Say something.
Me? I'm not judging you.
I go, am I an addict? What's happening?
say something. You start panicking. Well, Alex, this is actually not an episode of Broad Topix. This is we sort of did this whole episode to record and show you how much you toyed.
It's an intervention. No, yes. I can't believe Kim was silent after I said that. It fucked me up.
No, I'm not judging at all. I think that you're great and you're a great person and you handle your drugs well.
Thank you. It's something I pride myself on.
Yeah.
That was another thing I loved about last weekend is that like the girls, by the end of the trip, the girls were like coming up to me when they weren't feeling well at the club or something. Like I was like the mom of the trip and I liked it.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. You were the trippy mom, the hippie mom, the trippy hippie mom.
I mean, asking me for like relationship advice and life stuff. And I was just tripping out being like, here's what you do.
Oh my God.
It was the best.
That's great. What are we at, Francis? What'd you say?
I just want to tell you about this bit that I did. So like we're coming back. I thought this was the funniest thing ever. It might only be funny on acid though. We're coming back from the boat and we're on
I'm
this
scared
bus.
because
like
I might have to after you tell this story, I might have to tell you it's only funny on acid. It's up to me because the listeners are going to hear it and they're going to go, is Kim going to tell her? But I think it started good already.
You can tell me the truth. So we're on our way back from the boat on this like private bus that we've rented, right?
Yeah.
And the guy that I'm there with is like, they've been fucked up for days now, right?
Right.
And he starts fighting with his longtime friend, who's the person who invited us on the trip to begin with.
Okay.
And they start exchanging words in front of my body. Like I'm in a seat and they're like both over me and I'm tripping balls and they're like screaming at each other.
Right.
And it's a situation where it potentially could have gotten physical if I weren't like in the way between them and they just kind of cooled off or whatever.
Yeah.
But lots of things are happening all at once, right? And this girl, hold on. Can we pause the podcast for 1 second? And because I have to show you a visual representation of this. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
What the fuck is going on right now? What could she possibly... Is she grabbing her parents to sit down and reenact this? What could she possibly be doing?
Okay. So people are starting to freak out because like everyone's fighting and whatever. And the girl in the seat behind me hands this to me. She's like, here, when people are freaking out, sometimes this makes everyone feel better.
Okay, that's fun.
So the ride's going on. I'm trying to keep things cool because I'm like tripping balls and I definitely don't want all this negative fighting energy. So I'm like talking to him and talking to the guy that I was there with and trying to like reason with him about why this like isn't really such a big deal or whatever. And it's not working. It's making him angrier.
Right.
So And he's on a little bit of Toid too.
Okay.
Okay. So I start going, hey, man. Hey, man, I don't know if everybody else on this bus saw what the fuck just happened right now, but I need you to know that if things get physical, I'm on your side. All right.
You're an idiot. You're a full idiot.
All right. Now, that guy had absolutely no right to say that shit to you.
By the
I
way,
would fuck him up if I were you.
for the people not watching the podcast, Alex didn't explain that she left our podcast. She paused our podcast so she can go get a unicorn finger puppet, is exactly what it is.
Yep.
And now she's talking to the guy she's in Miami with, trying to reason with him as a character from the unicorn puppet.
I wanted him to feel like there was somebody on his side. I also knew he was tripping and angry.
Right.
So I was trying to make him laugh.
I bet it fucking worked.
I was like, dude, we'll fuck him up together if we have to.
That's good, Alex. I like
it. Worked really well.
Did they become friends after that?
Yeah, it all worked out.
That's incredible.
As soon as they got home, it was fine. But man, I really liked this bit.
Not just funny on acid, funny in general.
Yeah, it was good.
That's very sweet of you.
So that was, I mean, I liked the way that the acid was making me think outside the box. Like I didn't have to actually have a conversation about the fight they were having. I just needed to distract him like a child.
Totally.
Yeah, it was good.
It works. I'm trying to think of anything crazy that's happened. But honestly, I have nothing but my unstolen laptop. It's like in my head, like a PTSD.
Yeah, you got to forgive yourself for that one.
Yeah.
At least the laptop's there, man.
Thank God.
Yeah. It's all good.
What else? I'm nervous. I'm having people over on Saturday.
That's so exciting.
I'm scared that it's going to piss my neighbors off.
Talk to them about it beforehand.
Okay.
It's also the 4th of July weekend. Like,
yeah,
it's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Fine.
That sounds like
fun.
fun.
So loud. It's like, you know, that thing I told you about, like your place, how I was like, I hate not being on the ground level.
Mm-hmm.
I hate how I have to like hear the echo of air underneath me up here.
Kim doesn't like a hollow floor. She likes when cement is underneath her feet.
Yeah.
It's such a weird like tick to me.
It just feels like you can like run on it more and like not make so much noise and like hearing squeaks and things. Like we in Florida, all the floors just tile. Like it's like ceramic tile. Yeah. Everything's flat.
Interesting. I don't mind a good wood floor. Good second story wood.
But then you can hear it. You can like hear it. Like even I'm tapping my feet right now. The people below me can probably hear me doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess when you have an apartment, it's different. But I like walking like tiptoeing around, and I like that my house has trained me.
That's what. Yeah, no, I have to walk lighter because I'm so used to just smacking my feet on the tile, and I think that's what gives me the anxiety is like having to walk lighter.
Yeah, I don't mind it because I naturally walk lighter because my house is so fucking loud, and growing up in it my whole life, I've been tiptoeing around.
Did you get yelled at a lot as a kid for running through the house?
For running through the house, sort of. For running upstairs was like an issue. My dad hated hearing the banging of my feet on the floor. Mm-hmm. It's kind of sad. I just wanted to run down the hall.
Oh,
stop running.
Your dad was like a lifeguard.
Yeah, it's too much.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, besides that, I have no complaints. I mean, it is annoying that these people fucking took some money from me when I moved in. I mean, it's not cheap to move to a place. It's cost so much money. And then I move in and the motherfuckers, part of the deal is that I have a parking spot and I have a washer and dryer in my unit. And the washer and dryer doesn't work for a week. And the parking has dumpsters in it where I can't park in it for a week. And I'm like, in what world is this okay? And I still have to pay you for rent fully this week.
Yeah, no. Move the dumpsters, put them on top of someone else's car.
I moved them. I threw them. Me and the neighbors, we started moving them and then they had someone come and finish it. So I was like, no, they're not going to be in my spot. That's insane.
Yeah, fuck that. Do you have a car already?
No, but I have friends that come over and it's a gated spot and I don't want them to have to look for parking for an hour when I pay for a spot.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I thought you were just being protective over the spot that you're not using. But
also, yeah, it's my spot. I don't want a dumpster in it.
Yeah.
It's right outside my window. I don't want to look at the trash every day.
Ooh, I like that when you do have a car, you'll be able to see it from your window.
It's right outside of my window, like a driveway. I love that. It's the best.
That's great.
Yeah, this is fine.
Whenever I'm at a hotel, I try to park. I'll go back out to move my car to a spot where I could see it from the hotel window.
Makes you feel better.
Yeah.
I've also have most of my apartment. It's like on the top on the corner. So the two corner walls are all window. Basically, there's barely any wall. There's just like four huge windows. So now Sarah keeps laughing at me because I'm like the old neighborhood aunt. Alex, I stand by the window for hours out of the day and I'm just watching.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do when you have windows, man. What are you going to do?
And Sarah's like, you're crazy. Sit down. I'm just at the window being like, what's he doing over there?
Is anything happening to look at or are you just looking?
Yeah, people are washing their cars. There's like a homeless couple looking through the trash. I'm like seeing what they're getting. I'm like, I wonder if they get any good shit. And then, it's just a bunch of shit to watch.
You have to have so much patience to people watch like that. I couldn't do it for more than 2 minutes.
The other day I was sitting here just watching, TV off, just on my couch watching the people. And this dude runs by full sprint in like regular clothes. And I was like, he looks sketchy. And then 2 seconds later, an old lady's chasing him. And then she's like runs out of breath and turns around. I'm like, did I just watch an old lady get robbed?
Oh, man. That reminds me the other day. I was walking near the studio with Harrington and these people were making such a commotion. They were screaming and like it was so emotional that I was like, dude, let's cross the street. I'm not comfortable. And Mike was like, it's fine. It's fine. And I was like, no, I really want to cross the street. I'm really not comfortable. That's fucking crazy over there. Mm-hmm. And we ended up getting a little bit closer. And it turned out it was two people reading lines from a play.
I love that.
I was like, I should go see that play because they fucking brought it. I was terrified of them just now.
Good.
Like, it was just so nice to see like a scary New York situation that was actually just art.
Isn't that most scary New York situations?
You could look at it like that.
You're like, I think that was a beautiful piece. You're like, someone jumped in front of the G train.
I mean, somebody jumped in front of the G train with art in mind in history.
In history, someone's been like, this is for the arts.
This is going to be my final piece.
A piece of me on everyone's clothes.
Dude, that makes me wonder how much blood and guts of humans are actually in the subway, because you can't clean the ground of the subway like that. It just, you pick up the chunks, right?
Right. They don't have, I've never seen professional cleaners cleaning up the subway ground tracks.
Like I've never seen
I think they're honestly like, if you'd run the train over it a couple times, it burns right off.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah. I've never seen them down there with like Mr. Clean fucking hand wipes. Like,
wouldn't it be funny to see them down there with some Myers?
Like, sparkling the subway up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be like, I guess the rats eat whatever chunks get left behind pretty quickly though.
The rats are disgusting. I'm so glad. Dude, New York's disgusting. I'm going to say it. I was laying with my friend. We went to Rachel Wolfenson's place, me and Sarah did, and we were laying by her pool. And it is just this beautiful pool in the hills, like 10 minutes away from me. It's just all nature, all trees, the wind's blowing. You can see mountains in the background. Like it's so quiet. You can hear birds chirping. And like, there was like one piece of paper on the ground and she's like, LA is so disgusting. And I was like, you have no clue.
Has she ever been to New York? The other day
I brought it up. I was like, New York's disgusting. She goes, oh yeah, no, I mean, I'm not even talking about New York. New York's a disgusting pit hole. And I was like,
the other day it was like 95 degrees out and raining, and the smells, literally there was you couldn't get away from the smell of the city. It was just like the heat and the wet combined made it literally so that there was no breath of fresh air in Manhattan.
I can't tell you how happy I am to be gone from there. Even this is how much fun I have with you guys. I almost convinced myself I like New York. At the end, I was like, I kind of don't want to leave. Like, I'm having so much fun. I got here and I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? What was I thinking? Why would I literally, there's probably been, I'm not even exaggerating, 50 or 60 times since I've moved here in a couple weeks that I've said out loud, just walking, New York wishes. I've just looked at something and been like, New York fucking wishes.
I don't think it does though, because it's like New York is its own vibe.
No, I get
like,
it. You guys like being in your grime.
Like, yeah,
Great,
we're grimy, but we're also the fucking like coolest city in the world. Like LA is not gonna fucking even come close to New York on the cool factor.
I don't agree. I mean, cool, I guess, like cool and like
you can do anything at any time, no matter what. Like you don't have to fucking be in bed at 5 a.m. because you didn't get invited to the one party that's happening at that time of night.
Right. I see
it's
that.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's much more to do like at night. There's like much more nightlife. It's like much faster moving pace. But here it's like you can fucking breathe. It's the opposite. It's literally the opposite.
I think my ideal life is like 3/4 of the year in New York and then like the dead of winter in LA, spending like those like real winter months between November and February in LA. Seems like it would be nice.
You would love living in LA. I know that you would.
I don't know, Kim. I don't know that I'm an LA person like that.
I think you would love it.
You think
I think you would love it. What?
My personality would probably change.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. You just have to find your right friend group.
How do you find a friend group in a new city?
You join mine.
Okay.
I have one for you. They love toys. They love shrooms. They hang out. They love arts and crafts.
Kimmy, when I come visit you, we're going to go do toys on the beach.
Oh, yeah. That'll be so fun.
Yeah. I'm excited.
All right. Well, I need to go eat some breakfast. So let's end this podcast. I'm starving.
That's funny. I need to eat breakfast too. And it's 3 hours later here. I'm just
and neither of us are eating breakfast on time. It's noon here right now, so we're not doing great. But thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Broad Topics. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon, on Instagram and TikTok at Kim Congdon. Check out my Twitch page. I'm back. I have internet. I have my TV up. I know I've been promoting my Twitch, but that's because I've been planning on making my comeback. I'm literally, after this podcast, making myself breakfast and setting my schedule, so I will be streaming regularly on Twitch. I'm looking for sponsors to do giveaways. So if anyone's listening is interested in doing that, I'm doing Twitch giveaways. So we're looking for sponsors that have fun product that we can give away as prizes to people to follow. So follow me on twitch.tv/QueenKong1. Subscribe for free if you have Amazon Prime. And of course, if you're not subscribed to our podcast, please do that right now.
Fuck yeah. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Alex Scar. Head to gasdigitalnetwork.com where you could use promo code TOPIX, TOPIX, for a 7-day free trial with access to every single episode of this show and every other show on demand, bonus content, live chats, all the fun stuff. Also, Gas Digital is hosting my brand new podcast with Mike Harrington called Stick and Portly Watch Rick and Morty. It premieres exclusively on gasdigitalnetwork.com/live every Monday after Legion of Skanks at about 10:30 p.m. And you could also catch our archives on the back end of the website.
Fuck yeah. Make sure you check that out. If you're Alex and Harrington are great together. There's nothing else to say. You have to check out the show. It's only, are you guys doing how many seasons? You guys are just going to keep going, or do you have like a?
So we're starting with the 5th season, which is premiering right now.
Okay.
And then I think they're going to take a like mid-season hiatus and give us a few weeks before they drop the end of the 5th season. But in the meantime, we're going to go back to the earlier seasons. So our episodes will be a little bit out of order, but if you're a big fan of the show, you'll get it.
I'm going to start watching Rick and Morty just so I can listen to the podcast and follow along.
Kim, you're going to like Rick and Morty. It's so funny.
Okay. Great. I'm actually going to put on an episode right now.
Watch the pilot episode. You're going to love it. Just give it some time. My advice, and this is my advice to anybody who is thinking about watching Rick and Morty, give it that whole first episode, because like there's built-in things about the characters that make you not want to watch it. Like it's purposefully, they're trying to weed out people who aren't really looking for this. I feel.
I tried to watch the first episode, but then I got busy and got distracted, and there was a few things where I was like, what's going on? Like
when I first watched
Rick's the grandpa, right?
Yeah.
Morty's like trembling voice.
Yep. And Rick's burping. Both of those things gave me so much anxiety when I watched the first episode for the first time.
Same.
But I stuck through it, and literally that anxiety flipped to excitement now. Like anytime I hear those voices and that shit, I like love it. So give it a chance.
All right. I will. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, everyone. Before we go, if you enjoy this podcast, you might enjoy some of the other podcasts available at gasdigitalnetwork.com. This week, we're highlighting the SDR show with hosts Big J. Okerson and Ralph Sutton. You can find the full catalog of episodes on demand at gasdigitalnetwork.com or catch the latest 20 episodes anywhere you find podcasts. Here's a clip.
The SDR show. Let's go.
You know, I've hung out with Rob Halford. And Halford tells me that he doesn't warm up, which just shoots everything I just fucking said out the window. But I don't know if he's kind of embellishing the truth a little, because how cool would that be? You know, I don't need any of that shit. It's
his
like,
exercise is probably something gay. And he doesn't want to tell you because you got to gargle jizz. But I don't want to know how to tell you that, Sebastian.
Dude, could you not fucking wreck this interview? Like, seriously. Like, Rob Halford's a friend of mine.
He's a genius.
Yeah, so spare the fucking comments, because I'm not posting that. That's for sure.
You don't have to post that part.
I think he's coming on next week, by the way. I just spoke to him today. I think he's coming on.
Maybe you should skip those kind of comments.
Rob Halford and Sebastian, I was saying that was one of the ties into to the show altogether was that Rob and I actually met Rob Halford at it. You both did the goddamn comedy jam that is Josh's Here's show.
You did my TV show, remember? We shot it at the Roxy where you sang with Hal Sparks. It was 2017 January. You sang no, not Back in Black. You Shook Me All Night Long with Hal Sparks. It was originally supposed to just be Hal Sparks, and then they were like, we need somebody that can help him. And then they got you involved, and you just fucking killed it.
I think he's gone. Did we lose him?
I know he's here.
I think his video thing cut off.
I think his video just cut out. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure. I hear something. You hear like a weird... Shannon, I think that's you, that noise I always hear.
It's pin quiet here.
Well, there's two...
He's here. I hear him like touching his phone, yeah.
Yeah, I think he just turned the camera off.
Or it went out. I don't know. We'll see.
With the vamp. He is going to...
I think I can't tell. He's still connected. That's what we know.
Can you still hear us, Sebastian?
I hear you loud and clear.
We just can't see you.
I don't know what happened.
Your camera turned off.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's rebooting. We'll figure it out.
Sebastian?
I don't know what's happening.
He said he hears us.
Maybe something happened. We could give it a second. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Hold on one second. I have
Shannon, your thoughts? Yeah, I think I hear that he's there.
I see it. No, he's gone now.
Oh, he just left.
Yeah. So what happened
I think it was the jizz comment.
Yeah, I knew, I said it beforehand. There was no way we were going to make a full hour with Sebastian.
Why?
I mean, you didn't get past. It's just a throwaway joke.
We got past the jizz part, but it was really Josh's mention of goddamn comedy jam that got
That's
him.
what set it off.
That's fucking weird. Isn't that weird?
I know that he gets very, I don't know what the word to put it is. It just doesn't have a sense of
social justice-y or something. That was weird.
It was weird. Yeah.
I pulled out of it because I was just like, no, like Rob Halford's a genius and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What the thing? That was just a pretty throwaway thing. He said he doesn't know any no kind of warm up. But what did I say? I was like, he doesn't want to tell you because it's something gay.
Yeah.
He's like, don't say that. He goes, is he not gay? I thought that was the whole thing.
No, dude, you also said he gargled jizz. He probably gargles jizz, right, Sebastian?
I'm not gonna lie to you. If you said that about any gay friend of mine, it's like that's their warm up. Why would you be upset about that? He's rock and roll, dude.
I know. I just. There's been times in my life.
That's weird.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? So
is he coming back on? Someone like see if he wants to come back on. I'll apologize for the comment, but I mean, like that's really like a.
Shannon, send a message.
I'm texting Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that he's not going to come back.
You've been listening to the SDR Show.